Now then, YouTube back with another one. This one's going to be on dating. I've been reacting. Well, I've been watching this clip for a while. Thought I'll react to part of it because there's some good clips in here. Give my thoughts on dating because I've out of the dating market quite a lot. The last 20 years, seen it change a lot. Out of it, Tinder to talk to ladies in other countries because I do believe they would make much better wife material, but. Yeah, it's sad what's happened to dating, I suppose. We shouldn't all have to go abroad to find good women. They should be here in our own respective countries, but it appears to have been completely destroyed by both feminism and social media.
Is important. And I think that that's the point for me of this podcast. Can someone on...
Yeah, you have to forgive me on that clip. It's that was the end of that sort of...
This godforsaken app helped me understand how I'm still single. People say, oh, maybe you have too high standards. I don't think I do. I think I have quite low standards, okay? All I want is a man who is funny and kind.
I have noticed that women's standards of, which is, probably quite a good thing. They were getting a bit out of hand. I used to be on dating apps. I would ask a woman what she's looking for in a man, and then I would get a essay in return. I mean, this would be some big block of text that describing some fictitious person that's never going to exist, something from a romance novel or something. Whereas these days, and I'm noticing I don't even ask this question, but people ask me, like, what am I looking for? And then they'll send something back, and they only maybe put 7 things now, like caring, kind, empathetic. They do kind of list more feminine traits as well, which is a bit strange. But, we should all be caring and kind towards each other, so I understand. But they do seem to have got the message now that their delusion is not being reciprocated by reality.
Kind and bald. Just completely hairless, actually, from head to toe. Has 0 ties to the state of Kentucky. Nobody really knows where he was on 9/11. Completely illiterate. Could perhaps be radioactive. Constantly drunk. 24/7. He's illegally blind, but his third eye is wide open. Now, I'm not saying this one's a requirement, but it would be nice to have a man who knows the Muffin Man. He's allergic to penicillin. He can completely unhinge his jaw. His taste in music can be best.
I mean, to be fair, she is like, I know this is satire, right? I'm not stupid. But these examples that she's picking up are like perfectly illustrate what it's like as a man talking to women on dating apps. Get some bizarre stuff in return for what your participation in the conversation. Absolutely unhinged.
Described as like a dentist office funk. Addicted to gambling, like 7 feet tall, 2 black eyes, and like, I think that's it. Like, I'm telling y'all, my standards are not that high. Like, just rise to meet them. Fuck, dude. Oh, I almost forgot. He has to have a big ol' hog.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And this is the thing, women would be, like, even just a few years ago, they'd be saying that the bar was in hell. And we'd be looking at him like, are you for real? You've given us a laundry list of impossible things we must meet, and you're saying the bar is in hell. I mean, the bar for us was in hell. Men were just saying, if a woman asks us what we're looking for in a woman, a lot of time it's just like, I just want her to be nice to me. That is like, oh, that's what we've been reduced to. That's how low our bar is. Yet women's bar is up in the sky, and they seem to think it's in hell. They are that delusional.
Where are all the good men that don't cheat? Where are all the good men that still respect women to understand that they don't deserve to be played with, lied to, and manipulated? Where are all the good men that want to prioritize their family, their girlfriends, and the people around them that matter? Where are all the good men that know the sacrifice of a woman when she's at home with the kids or she's making a house a home and they appreciate it? Where are all the men that are happy to go to work every single day knowing that the home and the house that they built is because they sacrificed time away from their children? Where are all the good men that are trying to balance work, a romantic relationship, their kids, trying to do all the right things and still feel like they're falling short? Where are all the good men that understand that women can be crazy, but you love them anyway? Where are all the good men that...
I mean, on that last point, I kind of understand that. I mean, I think as a man, you have to You have to give your woman some sort of leeway to be a bit what word to use? I don't want to say unhinged, and I don't want to say crazy, but women have their moments, don't they? They have their little emotional moments where nothing makes sense all of a sudden. You have to sort of like navigate it through as a man. I do think that we have to like give women a little bit of leeway, but obviously modern women now have taken that little bit of leeway and they've just like blown it way out of proportion to the point where it's just non-conducive.
Understand that things are not always going to be easy, but they're not going to go out and cheat or be out in the club to fill their ego instead of making it work within their relationship. Where are all the good men that still have integrity? They do exactly what they say they're going to do and they never fall short. Where are these men? Because according to women, there are no good ones left. Okay, bye.
You know, a lot.
I would say that we're everywhere. Good men are absolutely in abundance, but we don't want to be taken advantage of by women. I mean, just the other week, I got Tinder Premium for a week. I got 600 matches, and I have had to be very, very careful to keep the wrong kind of women away from me. I mean, we have to be incredibly defensive now. Like, Christ gave me a new heart, and I must protect that heart from these harlot women. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. As I say, I'm 2 years celibate now. I'm happy to go 3 years, 4 years. I'm happy to go to the grave being celibate now. You know, I've done the sinful hookup culture stuff. You know what I mean? I've had more than enough sexual conquests. It's not really going to bring any more benefit to my life. It's only going to bring more detriment to my life the more I would do that. And now being a man of God and with Christ, God will not look very kindly upon me doing that sort of thing. So I must remain celibate until I find, somebody I want to spend my life with.
A lot of modern women think that men are thinking about them all day long. They think that men are solely focused on them. They think that men have nothing better to do than to daydream about them. That's why they say things like, where are the men who yearn? Why isn't he texting me all hours?
Yeah, no, I had this recently. I had to cut it off with a woman a while back from out of those, that big busy period I just had the other week when I paid for Tinder Premium. She was messaging me, and then she went a complete day without messaging me, and then at the very end of the day, asking me why I not messaged her, and I was like, why didn't you message me? And I don't know, she wanted me to chase after her, and I am of the firm opinion that men do not chase after women. Women enter the orbit of a man that they feel comfortable with. That's why men make that first approach, which is correct. Men make the first movement towards saying, I am interested in you and you look to be interested in me, let's get to know each other. But from there, the woman chases a relationship and the man chases his purpose. A man who chases the relationship will be rejected. Every man, listen to this, knows that this is true. If he focuses on the relationship and starts making her the center of his life, she will get bored of him. She'll be like, he's clingy, he's needy, he's creepy, I need to get away from him. So men must only respond to women when women reach out to men, which means women send the good morning messages, women say good day, women do all of that. That is unfortunately how it is, women. If you want to find a husband, you must get on board with that. Because men such as me, we are not playing this chasing game. You try and make me chase, you go in the archive and I will not talk to you again, most likely. Or maybe I will if I feel like you were somewhat nice and you were just maybe a bit deluded in chasing. But if I get the arrogant, toxic, narcissistic vibe from you, boom, bye-bye. There's more than enough people to not interact with that kind of thing.
The day and night. I know I didn't respond to him for 2 or 3 hours, and he let it go the first time. And I didn't respond to him multiple times, and he just quit talking to me. But I want a man who yearns. I want a man who begs. I want a man who pushes through all of that, because that's going to be the one for me. Well, you're going to be single and lonely, because this type of game plan that you're doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been, I don't know, slightly mean with some of the girls I've interacted with, and I've told them, like, this is why you're single. You're doing it to yourself. This is why you haven't got a man. Some of their behaviours, and I've got nothing to lose by telling them. I try not to get into full-on quarrels with them now. I try and just lay down the law and move on. and not create chaos. I am trying to help them when I'm telling them these things, when I'm speaking. But, obviously if they become quarrelsome and start being insultive, just block him moto and out of there.
Not gonna work anymore.
So there's this girl on TikTok that was talking about how like most guys aren't pursuing girls anymore and how she isn't getting pursued. And when she walks in public, she'll walk past guys and they won't really like look up and try and make eye contact with her, all those sorts of things. And the reason for that, starting off on number one, this is a man's pursuit.
I'm going to say this is like women again being confused about what words mean. That's not pursuit, that's being approached. Pursuit is when a man is talking to you and he starts like planning the date, planning where you might go on holiday. The pursuit is like making you know that he's serious about a relationship and being receptive when you want to talk about those sort of things. That's pursuit. That's like, you might say like, have you, I don't know, like where would you want to go on holiday on our honeymoon? And then the man might be like, oh, I'd like to go to like Bondi Beach in Australia, or maybe we would go to Japan for the honeymoon, or maybe we'll go to Florida or something. That would be pursuit. What she's talking about is like being approached.
And the reason for that, starting off on number one, this is a man's perspective to how we think like girls.
This is interesting with his tattoo, actually. I don't know if I can get back to it. But we have this where I'm from, in the north of England, right? Yeah, you see, I don't know if we can see his tattoo. That means you're a fighter in the UK. If you've got a swallow, or a swift, or one of those sort of like fast birds on your hand, it means that these fists fly, so that you're good at fighting. I mean, maybe he's a fighter. He doesn't look like one. He looks like he does lift weights, but he doesn't look like he's done any sort of boxing or any MMA. He looks untouched. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying in England, that could get you in some trouble, that tattoo.
Number three, most guys think that girls view them as like absolute POSs, like worst human beings ever to walk the entire planet of Earth. So for most guys, they're like, why am I going to waste time with girls who think we are complete pieces of shit?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to say pieces of meat, but anyway, I'll let him carry on.
And like, don't even want anything to do with us. It's just a waste of time. That's how guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I see this sometimes. And even sometimes I have women giving me like longing looks, which would be the look of, yes, I want you to come up and approach me. And I don't do it at all. I don't know what that's going to happen in the West. I don't know if that's going to change it to some kind of false accusation, or if they just want some attention so they can go brag to the friends, or if they're then going to want to get to know me be open, and then use my vulnerability against me, and then use it to shame me when they try to reject me because they know that saying nasty things about the openness I've given them would be hurtful to me. So yeah, I mean, I can completely understand. I don't approach anybody in public anymore.
Guys think girls view us. I'm not saying girls view us this way. That's how we view it. And that's probably why guys are not wanting to pursue girls.
Your 20s are supposed to be when you travel, make mistakes.
No.
Date around, get drunk, party.
Sorry, I've just spiked the mic, but why is there so many people in these clips with crosses that do not behave as Christ would? Maybe it's just me being naive. I've only just come to Christ myself, but I've never worn crosses. I've never pretended to be a Christian, and she's not behaving in a Christian-like manner. Like these characteristics I'm seeing so far are not Christ-like.
Supposed to be when you travel, make mistakes.
No.
Date around, get drunk, party, stay up all night.
None of that is Christian. Why has she got a cross on? Christ does not want us to party. He does not want us to sleep around. He's willing to accept that we make mistakes, but if we willingly sin, it is worse than just sinning without recognition of that. Like when I've committed sin before I came to Christ, Christ looked on that very different than a Christian that knows there shouldn't be sin. You know what I mean? Now that I've become Christian, I understand that if I go and sin again now, Christ will look at that very differently than the sin I committed before I came to him. So I think you pretenders need to stop wearing these crosses and giving Christians a bad look. Like, it's
No, don't do that. At least she's making some good choices. We have this idea in our culture like the choices that you make in your 20s don't matter. This is the quality of your choices and its effect on your future, and then this is age. And everybody agrees that your choices matter in school. And everybody agrees that adulthood is for hard work and responsibility. But for some reason, a lot of people talk about your 20s like, hey, f*** them, throw them in the garbage, who cares? And this is not how it works. This is how it works. There's a separate one for boys and girls. And I'm not saying that girls' choices don't matter. I'm just saying you can mess up pretty bad and someone will dig you out of here. So as we all know, your choices begin to impact your future in school at about your teens. And the choices you make matter more and more. And then as you get older, they matter less and less because there's less future. So the choices you make here are gonna affect all the rest of this. And it's like she doesn't know that.
You got time. You got plenty of time.
Well, you do got time until you don't. That's how time works. This is less time. Here's my least favorite thing she says.
Enjoy your fucking life. The right person will come when they come.
Not the enjoy your life part, that's fine. I mean the right person part. They'll come when they come, until they don't. Don't let anyone tell you your 20s don't matter, they do. Good things do not happen by themselves, you have to make them happen in your 20s. And as far as partying...
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say too much about my life because I'm anonymous, but I'm in my 30s, right? I can see that if I'd have made different decisions in my 20s, I wouldn't now be unmarried, without children, and bit of a stick. I mean, that does kind of make me desirable to many women on the dating apps, the fact that I don't have children in my 30s. We could have a family together without no baby mama drama and no children getting in the way. But at the same time, my I don't know. I wouldn't say my desirability has dropped because men in their mid to late 30s are the most desirable for women anyway. But I have made the game significantly more complicated for myself than it would have been if I'd have just made these correct decisions in my 20s. Even as a man, it's even worse for women. Women in their 20s really need to be careful about their decisions, really.
And getting drunk, I've done that 1,000 times, and I promise that none of them were worth missing out on real life.
Okay, can we talk about this? Because I'm seeing certain men creators on this app saying that women should be approaching men. And I just want to say that I think the level of men who think like that needs to be studied. And I'm not...
I will say people who talk in this way, I absolutely dislike. As a British person, this ghetto speak, as you might call it, I don't know, African American English or something, Black American vernacular English or some nonsense, right? It's not English. This is not English. This is Yankee speak, ghetto talk. Don't really appreciate it at all. I find it cringe. It goes through me. Even as a man of Christ, I still don't like it. I think you should be talking properly, not talking like your hood rat. But I mean, I don't know if she's going to say anything really negative. But yeah, I mean, I still think men should do the first approach. Men, I still think, make the first approach. That's why back in medieval times, and into the colonial period, women would have dropped off. Princesses would have dropped a handkerchief for a man to pick up so that he could approach her. He facilitates him approaching. So I still think that men do the approach. Like we were saying in one of the other videos that you'll play like eyeball tennis. You'll keep catching each other's eyes. She'll give you a smile, play with her hair, and then these are signals that yes, it's okay to come and talk to me. So I still do think men make that first approach for sure. But from there, she chases the relationship. The man does not chase the relationship from there. He maybe chases sex. He wants to show that she is sexually appealing and desirable in a gentleman-like manner, but she should be chasing the relationship and trying to justify why she's the wife material to him. He should not be justifying why he's a husband material at all, in my mind. His actions should be able to show that he's husband material, by being responsible, holding down a job, or if he's not employed, actively looking for a job, or have another side hustle that is has a potential to do sort of that thing. He should be like how he responds to his friends and family. As a Christian, if he goes to church, we would show them that we are a husband material by the fruit that we bear. what I would hope.
The type of person to quickly pass judgment on a person, but I'm really intrigued to know, like, how were you raised? I'm really intrigued to know, like, what's genuinely your interest. I know a lot of times people use the term of men being sassy these days, and I'm one that I don't necessarily want to outright call a man sassy, especially if I don't know them, but I'm really curious to know, like, what's your thought process of really believing that a woman should be approaching a man? And before
I mean, in this day and age, it's to stop getting false accusations. If a woman approaches you, you know that, yeah, okay, this is good. She's pretty. Let's get to know each other. So it circumvents the man's protective, his protective nature to ensure that he does not get cancelled. So in this day and age, it might be a good idea for a woman to do the approach, and I don't think it would hurt. I still think men should be the ones doing it in an ideal scenario, but because women have been eroding away the dating landscape so much and accusing men of things that they haven't done so much, it's left men in a defensive position where if a woman wants a relationship now, she might have to start doing the approaching, to be honest with you.
any man get in my common sense, this is why women are single, because X, Y, and Z. I don't believe in women approaching men, but I do believe women should be positioning themselves to be approachable, to be kind, to come across as friendly, and to give some indication that they are available. But even if we look at animals, there's birds and different type of animals that literally goes out their way, and we're talking about the male species, literally goes out of their way to be intriguing and to catch the attention of the woman. But you're telling me that the human personnel, we are expecting the woman to pursue the man. And the thing that's sad about
What? You do understand that is the female in these birds, like say peacocks. The female is pursuing the man. She has a look at him, sees his eyes, tail feathers look, and then she pursues him. He's not pursuing her because he's attracting her to him. So I don't think she understands the biology, the sort of zoological nature of these animals' behaviors. She's seemed to have got it flipped in her head for some weird reason.
is that I see women in the comments like, oh my gosh, I'm going to try that. Let me do this. And the thing about it is that honestly, either he's taken or he's just not that interested in you. And the thing about it is like, it may.
What? Because somebody hasn't approached you, he's not interested in you. Just in this previous clip, we were saying that men, or maybe not the previous clip, but one of them saying that men are unwilling to approach women. Men are unwilling to approach women, consequences that they might receive. So that, no, not being approached does not mean that they aren't interested. It just means that they aren't willing to potentially have their life ruined from just saying some words to you.
Maybe a sad reality, but it's okay. You're not going to be everyone's type. I'm not everyone's type. That's okay. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to have a certain level of standards and boundaries to where desperation is not leading you in these moments. Because
imagine thinking talking to a man first makes you desperate. Wow.
The way you start that relationship is definitely how you're going to continue it.
I don't think so at all. I mean, for instance, I had a 4-year relationship that lasted 4 years, and she bought meal. I tried to pay, and she was like, "No, I'm gonna get it." And she walked off, and she paid at the bar. I was sat there. I was like, "Oh well, she paid," and we had a 4-year relationship. So no, you're wrong.
You pursued him. He's never gonna let you forget that. So, ladies, stand up and be approachable, but do not pursue him.
Yeah. So she maybe finished on a good note. Be approachable, yeah. And the woman shouldn't maybe do the pursuit of letting the other person know how excited they are to potentially date them. But women should be feminine and showing the man that they are the wife material that they want. Who,
Post reads, sent my daughter to school in a bonnet. All right, man. Jesus Christ, bro. This is already bad. Okay, let me get myself together. Let me start from the top. Sent my daughter to school in a bonnet because I didn't want her to miss school trying to finish her hair. Why I pick her up with her hair all over her head? Because halfway through the day, the special teacher said it's considered a hat. So you mean to tell me that y'all rather embarrass a child and make
a bonnet is a hat. In fact, I know in the Philippines, they don't even use the word hat. They refer to all hats as a bonnet. So,
them prone to bullying rather than let them cover their hair? Anyways, she will continue to miss...
And Americans, right? Americans, it's anyway. It's not anyways. There's no S. Anyway, she will continue to miss school. Get it right, Americans, right? This is why I don't like you guys calling your language English. You abuse the English language with your tomfoolery. And yeah, just call it something else. It's not English, man.
School when necessary when it comes to her hair. I don't care. So what you're trying to tell me is her having a certain hairstyle is more important than her education. Instead of you being an active parent and making sure her hair gets done either the night before or getting up a little earlier to make sure her hair gets done properly, you rather just have her miss school. But when I tell y'all some of y'all do not deserve children, I mean that in the worst way. You talk about that young woman being prone to bullying because she doesn't have a certain hairstyle. How about her being prone to bullying because she's going to be an idiot because her mother did not prioritize her education when she was a young girl? Because her mother thought the way she looks is more important than what she has in her brain. And you wonder why a lot of y'all kids can't even read. I'm in true disbelief. There's no way in you trying to tell me your child is going to miss school because their hair is not done the right way. Like putting a little girl's hair.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this goes back to my point that she's uneducated. She can't even use the English language correctly. And then her daughter is going to be similarly stupid, unable to use the English language correctly, if not even worse. I mean, I'm sure there isn't like some huge percentage of Gen Z children that can't read an analog clock, that can only read digital clocks. I mean, that's a big warning flag, that really.
And the ponytail is rocket science. As a man, I know how to do that. Although it is your responsibility to make sure that their hair is done the right way. And I know for sure, even if you do keep them home from school, you ain't gonna follow up. You ain't gonna do it. You're not gonna go to the school to pick up no makeup work. And I know you ain't teaching them that's important at home just by the way you wrote this paragraph. You probably didn't finish school. At this point, that's why it's not that.
Yes, I am. See, he's saying the same thing as me. He's noticed the same thing. It's like, yeah, obviously education is important to you because you can tell here that you're stupid. I mean, she might use some correct punctuation in places. I don't really appreciate the multiple question marks. It's unnecessary. She has used an ampersand, which is cool. But there's no space between the ellipsis and the S, though. Extreme lack of commas.
That important to you because you're like, man, you know what? I didn't finish school and I turned out fine. No, you didn't. Fellas, please stop procreating with these type of women. They don't deserve to be parents, bro. It really, we are doing more harm to our own community by procreating with these types. I really hope y'all listen to me. Y'all keep the change.
The thing is, women will have this long laundry list of standards and requirements for the man that they date, for the man in their life. But when it comes down to it, she is likely going to settle for maybe half of that list. For the right man, she'll accept way less than what she was actually seeking out of a partnership and out of a man. But when it comes to men, from the outside, a lot of them act like they're really low maintenance. And they're like, oh, all I want is, a girl to have fun with, like a girl to go out with. At the end of the day, their list of requirements is actually way larger than a woman's when it comes down to the actual relationship in practice. Because so many women are taught to give men the benefit of the doubt, to overlook this, overlook that, give him a chance. But men are not socialized like that. It's more of a you can't help who you're attracted to. You can't help what you want. A woman will swallow a lot of what she wants. She will tamper that stuff down to keep.
Is she being real? I'm unsure. I wasn't sure where this one was going. Women do not temper down what they want. Or maybe they have just really started to in the last few years. They've had to temper down those delusional aspects, and now they're becoming back down to reality. Maybe men are starting to increase standards. But yeah, this seems like pure cope to me.
This relationship lasting, to keep it happy, to keep it peaceful, because she doesn't want to nag him. She doesn't want to bring up that thing again because it sucks every time. She doesn't want to get into an argument. She doesn't want to be accused of trying to start an argument. So women will often shrink down a lot of their standards at the end of the day, while men will realize that women will pick up the slack wherever they drop it. Wherever they're dropping it, you're going to pick it up. You're just going to be.
Man, this is complete opposite. What reality? Women drop the slack and men pick it up. Men that have to do all the sort of managing of the woman's emotions. Women don't manage our emotions. We're expected just to put up and shut up. And if we do open up, we're seen as like weak, needy, feminine, or then it's used against us in an argument, like, yeah, this is why so and so, blah 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 blah. Like, no, she's full of I don't know. I'm not gonna swear.
Either. He doesn't even have to ask you. He can just rely on the fact that women are always pretty much going to do whatever he isn't doing. At the end of the
So annoying. I mean, how many men have to take their wives' cars to the garage because the woman won't like get it fixed? Meanwhile, the fan belt's screaming. You can hear him drive past you like, you know what I mean? It's like completely opposite. Men are the ones that are going around fixing everything and trying to keep spinning all the plates in the relationship, while women just seem to like pick up the feet, receive attention. I don't know. I don't agree with. I mean, obviously, like anybody listening to this, I'm talking about in the West. I'm not talking about other cultures. I think Asia, Africa, South America, still more in touch. They haven't become quite as deluded, but I think that some of them are starting to become.
day, men's standards for women is insidious because he acts like he's going to be this egalitarian partner.
What? It's insidious. The fact. I mean, what? I don't know. Let her finish. But this is wow. She's on some drugs here.
Like let's go 50-50. Let's be equals here.
No man has ever said that. No man has ever said let's be 50-50 and let's be equals. I've never said it. I've never heard any other man say it. And like the men who do think this are all cut feminist men that like get bossed around by the wife.
But at the end of the day, he's going to require that if you have children or if you get older or if you go through menopause, that your body stays just as hot as it was. So he's going.
I think both men and women want their partner to take care of themselves and be as attractive as possible. I think that's a very normal thing. Why would you want your partner to become lazy and then let themselves go? You know what I mean? People are going to change, yes. You know what I mean? I've certainly changed some from when I was younger. But at the same time, I've still tried to take care of myself best as humanly possible. Women seem to want to have this thing where they can just behave however they want and the man's still going to love them. But then that's not how it's going to work, is it? You know what I mean? You're not going to stay attracted to somebody who's just completely changed who they are.
Going to require that you never change while you're praying God that he's going to change. And this is
why are you another person pretending to be Christian that isn't Christian, man? Like, stop it. Stop doing this, like, insidious thing where you pretend that you believe in God and that God's going to have you back when when you don't have God's back and you aren't putting God first. God is not going to intervene in your life to the degree that you wish if you're far away from God. God will help you the closer you come to him. The further you are away from God, the less he's going to help. This is just how it works. God wants us to choose him. If you're not choosing him, he's not going to help you as much as he is somebody who's closer to him.
This is why so many women say don't build a man up, because he's going to drain you while you level him up. And then he's going to look down on you and be like, wow, you're really not the woman I used to love.
A lot of these modern women, even though they're trash themselves, they want to build a bear man. You want to customize him. You want to change this, fix that, mold him into what you want him to be. But that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't get to build a man to your specifications. You either accept who he is. Now, he doesn't need to be a jerk, but you either accept that and, love him for who he is, or you get about his face. And I know a lot of modern women don't want to hear that because they want Chad and Tyrone to be smitten, to be stunned, to be shocked, to be just enamored with them. That's not going to happen. Oh, I'm just so stunned. I'm just so shocked by how beautiful you are. You might be cute, but there's 10 other ones right behind you waiting for my attention. Modern women don't understand that.
Yeah, this is what I've found. Like, you'll match a woman on Tinder or something. You'll be talking for a few hours, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're talking to other women." And you're like, "Well, of course. I've only just matched you. Like, I'm hardly gonna throw the others away just because you're nice." You know what I mean? Men have options too. This is what women don't seem to understand. They seem to think that all us are all competing for this one woman. So there'll be 10 guys and one woman. It's not like that. That man also has numerous options because he has the dating apps too, and he is talking to multiple people to find out which one he likes the best. And when we do find one the best, and we know that she's good wife material, we will hone in on her, which means if you weren't selected, you were not the wife material, and you need to think about why you weren't selected that time. Us men have to do this too. When women stop talking to us, we have to think, I wonder why he wasn't that interested, and it didn't pan out the way I wanted. But women seem to think that they do not have to self-reflect, that it was the man's fault that he didn't choose her, he was still at fault, and that she doesn't need to change. And that's why they end up, 40 years old, no children, cats, got a quote-unquote good job that the man doesn't really even care about.
You're not going to be able to build the bear that you want, build the man that you want. He's going to have some flaws, you're going to have some flaws. As long as they're not toxic, y'all are working on them together, I think you should be okay.
I saw the hottest man. Honestly, I saw like 3 hot men today in my hot yasa class, like my hot yoga class. Why don't we say anything? Why do
And I'm going to say, right, this goes to show that men are the prize. If by women's own rhetoric anyway, right, if good women are everywhere, and there's pretty women everywhere, and a good, attractive man is hard to find, that makes men the prize, right? That is logically the end point of that line of thinking. So unless women want to maybe admit that there's good men everywhere, and that a lot of men are good husband material, if you're going to actually give them time of day to get to know them, we can maybe say that men aren't the prize. But while other women are like saying, "Oh, good men are really rare," you know what I mean? I mean, it sounds like she's saying that she had 3 in this class, which is maybe more than average for what most women would think. I do think it's a bit delusional for women to say that men are all trash and there's hardly any good men out there, and that women are the prize. And then that statistically that wouldn't bear out. The good men would be the prize.
I have to be the one to say something? Fuck, I understand. It's so uncomfortable to like go up to someone cute and be like, "Hey," because for every person that is like on TikTok.
What was that? If someone did that to me, I would be like, "What are you doing? What?" That would cringe. Don't ever do that. Do not ever do that.
Start being like, "Well, you could approach a man." Like, I have been. And are the men just gonna be like, "Hey"?
No wonder. You ain't got no riz. That were awful. Like, I've been approaching men and going, "Are you there?" Like, oh man, that's cringe.
"Hey, do you want to grab a coffee? Hey, what's your name? Hey, do you go to this class a lot?" Like, there are so many ways to slide in, and I'm kind of low-key pissed off that I'm like upset that I didn't say something to a man. What do you mean? Bitch, what do you mean? Why am I upset? I just don't understand why it's like not that easy for men, because it's so easy. Literally just ask the girl one of those questions if you see someone out like that. Don't look at the shirt, it's my work shirt and it's got stains, okay?
It's that, yeah. It's literally that easy, lads. It's literally that easy. You just got to read the mind first, because we're all mind readers, like women say we are. We've got to read a mind and then just go up and talk to her. That easy, lads.
Leave me alone. Go up to the girl and be like, no, just ask the question first. Just be like, "Hey, been doing this class a lot?" And then, like, if the girl is uncomfortable or she has a man, she'll tell you. Trust me, she'll tell you. Why do I?
Yeah, and then she'll put it online and film it, especially in the gym. How many of these have we seen in a gym where somebody like shames a man just for even just glancing at them? Never mind coming up and actually talking to them. She is, I'm not going to say something unchristlike, foolish. She's foolish.
I feel like I have to approach a man. Why can't the man just do it?
Because you guys broke dating. Yes, the man should approach. I do agree, but can we approach? Very unlikely.
Because it just hits even worse, and it's even more embarrassing when the girl shoots her shot, like when she already shouldn't be, and then the man's like, "Oh, I actually had a girlfriend."
Now I know what it's like. You know what I mean? How is that more embarrassing anyway for the woman? You know what I mean? I don't know. This goes back to what I've said for a while, that women can't handle rejection. Men are built for rejection. So we go to talk to somebody and they're not that bothered and we forget about it. Women don't, for some reason. Hold on to that. And even women will remember the men that they've rejected. There's somebody where I live. I don't think she lives around here anymore, but I would see her sometimes pointing at a friend, like talk to a friend and pointing at me that I was a guy who she approached, that approached her once and she rejected. And I'm like, wow, you still think about that? I mean, I don't think about you ever. Like, why are you still so happy that you weren't interested in dating me? Meanwhile, I never give you a second thought. You were just somebody I saw once that I thought was attractive. Thought I'd give it a try, and you weren't interested, and I gave it no more thought after that. Women are so strange.
can't. Why am I getting mad that I didn't go up to this man? This isn't my problem. This has never been my problem. Women can go approach.
It is your problem. You don't have a ring, you don't have any children, you don't have any prospects. Sat here ranting on TikTok. Men don't do these rants on TikTok. I've never seen a man ranting about how, you know, a woman didn't approach him or that he had to approach a woman. I mean, maybe there is some. Maybe I'm just being delusional, but I've never really.
Men, but listen, I've done it like 3 times in a row in the last 4 days, and I'm kind of sick of it. I'm kind of sick of it. So men, really, there is nothing to lose. I promise it doesn't hurt your ego that bad.
Give over. There's people in prison and all sorts for like this kind of thing.
I promise. I went up to a DJ and I thought he was hot, and he was like the opening DJ, and he was, you know, in the background in Chicago, and I literally go to him and I was like, "You're really cute." And he was like, "I'm seeing someone." And I was like, "That's totally fine. You're a great DJ." And I moved on with my life. It wasn't that hard. I'm doing what I.
Men aren't cancelling you though. Men aren't going to like smear you, put you on TikTok and make a video about you, and then get all the other men to go like, "Oh yeah, she's trash. Oh, what a creep." Do you know what I mean? Like, low IQ individual.
I'm doing, which is approaching men. Why can't you guys just also do the same? Can we just like meet halfway? Please. I need to remind you,
Oh my god, she hasn't finished talking.
men, that seriously, the moment you come up to me and you say something like that it's a simple, easy line. Don't be weird and cheesy, but just be like, "Hey, do you come here often, or like do you come to this like gossip class, or do you do this like 9 a.m. class all the time?" Something like that. I immediately am like, "Oh, he's hot. Oh, he's fucking sexy." They're not even like maybe being attracted to you physically. I'm just like, this guy's got balls. I appreciate that, and I'm here for it. Imagine if women and men were just approaching each other, and if it wasn't to go out and to go on a date, just to have stimulating conversation with other adults. Just imagine that. Imagine if what I picture to be happening in my head, or what should be happening in my head post a yoga class, what if it actually happened? Riddle me that. Let's make it happen, please.
I'm gonna say it.
Man, it's not that difficult. All you have to do, women, keep playing the eyeball tennis. The man is really interested in you, you're really feminine, and he really likes you. He's going to come up and talk to you, and then you just have to be nice to him. Don't shame him. Make things as easy as possible if you really like him. Don't be making things hard work. I see this. I've seen women try and make things hard work for me when I'm talking to them over WhatsApp and whatnot afterwards. And I just give up. I'm like, I'm not doing all the work. So like some girl, like you'll be messaging them and they'll give you a 1-word answer. Like, "So what are you doing today?" "Nothing." Like, what? So you're just staring at the wall with not actually doing anything in your life? Cringe. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. Like, go. I'll link this in the description. You can check out Logical Dating. There's some good clips here. Obviously, reacted to quite a significant chunk of it. I've rambled a little bit. I think I kind of contradicted myself at one point in the video, but I haven't done this for very long. So you'll have to forgive me for any contradictions I've mentioned. I'll get all my thoughts correct. Yeah, link in the description. Go give him a follow. Feel free to follow my channel too, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo.